So everybody has been stressing Drake out with all the diss tracks, but it was the Kendrick versus Drake beef that has topped it all. They were going blow for blow, from Drake saying that Kendrick sounds like he about to free the slaves, to Drake going even lower by tapping into Kendrick's personal life, claiming that Kendrick put hands on his wife Whitney and that she's crying out on her Instagram. Also claiming that Dave Free, who is the general manager of Kendrick's record label, is the father of their child. This was some serious tea, so people got to investigating like they always do, and they noticed that Whitney wasn't following Kendrick, but was still following Dave. The cheating and paternity allegations were messy, but people tapped into something more serious, like wondering was there truth behind Drake's allegations of Kendrick Lamar actually putting hands on Whitney. But in the screenshot here, you can see that Whitney's brother is in support of Kendrick Lamar, which led people to believe that there may be some fabrications in Drake's allegations throughout this battle. So then Kendrick made a song called Meet the Grams, which was a message to Drake and his parents. He claimed that Drake was a master manipulator and that he be code switching and that he lacks leadership and good character, and he claimed that it was owed to his father, which he also scolded for the same characteristics. But what stood out the most was the fact that Kendrick Lamar claimed that Drake has another child that he's hiding from the world, which he claimed was an 11-year-old daughter. So the internet did what they do, and they decided to go on Wikipedia and change Drake's children number from 1 to 2. Drake spoke with DJ Academics, where he denied these allegations and said, "If you or anyone can find proof that I have an 11-year-old daughter, I'll quit rapping and I'll come work for you." Now, before Drake and Kendrick were beefing, it was Rick Ross versus Drake. Now, when Rick Ross was dissing Drake, his whole idea was that Drake was not black enough and that he tried to surround himself around blackness to combat that. And he called him white boy, and that was a whole thing, in which Drake denied in his response. He then went on to say that Rick Ross was taking Ozempic and that the side effects of that is jealousy. So he went on to say that he was trying to do that by taking away his big nose that his black father gave him. This beef reached new heights when Kendrick dropped a song called Not Like Us, where he went on and touched on the same issue that Rick Ross brought up, the fact that Drake is half black but carry himself like a white person as he was raised by his white mother, but only uses black culture when it's convenient and for his benefit. Now, he articulated this point by breaking up other hip-hop artists in the community that Drake has stolen from, claiming that he stole their location, claiming it as his own, as affiliations, their styles, so much, basically calling him a culture vulture and colonizer. Kendrick took a jab at Drake's OVO branding by saying that it stands for Bird Girls and Guys. Kendrick then went into the vault and pulled out a throwback story of a time that showed Drake's poor character. Like, the ongoing theme here was to showcase Drake's poor character. Like the time that he slept with Lil Wayne's girl while Lil Wayne was in jail.
So apparently, in the book, there's a part in the book where you say that he came in and told you that he had smashed one of your girls.
Oh, when he rapped up? Oh, I wasn't worried about that. I mean, I was just, that's just how life goes when you locked up. Yeah, I know.
No.
She still be texting me and stuff, They stop texting me too, for real. Because it still hurts.
Rick Ross was having a ball. He was instigating the whole situation, saying he ate her pastrami. The neighbors so close they could hear the kids. Commenters weighed in, stating, "It's not about dropping new tea. Kendrick is addressing Drake's character. Keep up. Drake the type that'll sleep with his homie's girl, then tell his homie don't trust her." Mind you, Drake was at his concert saying free Weezy. Diabolical work. The people talking about it's old, Wayne never cared, are missing the point. The fact that Drake did it at all is what's dirty. What is hard to understand about that? It's a call on character. It's a reminder that Drake is not who he pretends to be outside of music. Now, Nicki Minaj tweeted out wow during this whole situation, which led a commenter to write, "You gotta get in the booth, queen. He needs some backup." But then Kendrick also accused Drake of messing with younger girls. He kept it witty and said, "Certified lover boy? No, certified pedo," which led Rick Ross to write, he dropped a slapper on the pedo. Now this opened up a world of things. Now it also was circulating prior to this. Now of course the topic is times 10 now.
Getting carried away again. I get in trouble for shit like this. How old are you? I don't know if I should feel guilty or not, but I had fun. I like the way your breast feel against my chest. I just want to thank you.
Yeah, it's not looking good at all for Drake because he was hanging out with this teenager when she was 16. They had a close relationship and they went out to eat when she was 18. But it wasn't just her. He also had a close relationship with the actor named Millie Brown. Now, they was texting, they was hanging out, all before she turned 18. The comments poured in. Some of you would defend a predator because you like his music. It's sad and disturbing. I listen to Drake, but he got in female business coming for Meg, so I'm glad to see him playing with guys and getting roughed up a bit. Drizzy can't recover from this, in which they shared a throwback tweet where Drake said, "I can't wait till she turns 18. Then the conversation turned to Kendrick Lamar. Someone said he needs to stop rapping like he a 12-year-old girl, in which another replied, "How about you tell Drake to stop messing with them?" So, does he beat his wife or not? Exactly what I'm saying. We know Drake a bad parent already. But what's up with that DV case, Kendrick? LOL. Meet the Grams was a funeral. Not like us. It's a repast party. Oh my gosh. Okay, so y'all know Metro Boomin is the reason for all of this. He curated all the tracks for the rappers to diss Drake. It's him, officer. Then Kanye West inserted himself into it. I did not hear anything about his part that he played. I don't know who he did, what he said, nothing. The buzz around his verse was so low that it's like he never did it. Any old ways, during the intermission while everything was calm, everybody was chitter-chattering, collecting themselves. Then Metro Boomin chimed in and said, "Best verse over this gets a free beat. Just upload your song and hashtag." And Drake responded and said, "You just chef the beat about my behind?" Rick Ross instigated himself, chimed back in and said, "She made the jeweler sign an NDA for that lab diamond chain she's wearing now, foo-foo." So then someone responded to Metro Boomin's post and said, "Bruh," in which Metro responded, "LOL, this for you too, cousin. We all know Drake ran off with your whole style." Another user chimed in and said, "I've known Metro for 15 years. He's literally one of the nicest people on earth. Seeing him on this type of time is crazy." So Metro Boomin is a super producer. He's using a sound that says the words BBL Drizzy in the song. Is playing over a beat. Now BBL Drizzy comes from when Rick Ross was beefing with Drake, and he claimed that Drake got a BBL instead of going to the gym. Another user chimed in, "How do you even find a sample that says BBL Drizzy?" So the creator tapped in and said, "Since y'all here, check out my AI film." So that just shows us that it is AI that they're using to say the words BBL Drizzy, and you definitely can tell that it's an old school singer. Y'all are funny. Someone wrote, "I know Diddy happy he got a little commercial break." Okay, so the intermissions and commercial breaks are over. Drake dropped his diss track to Kendrick, and the cover art was so messy. It was a photo of Dave Free liking Whitney's post. Drake captioned it, "The hard part 6 out now, and we know you're dropping 6 minutes after, so instead of posting my address, you have a lot to address." Here come Rick Ross instigating is. He said, "Millie Bobby Brown single drops." You know what? So here's where things took a turn. Drake's winning streak began to decline because he stated, "We plotted for a week and then we fed you information. A daughter that's 11 years old, I bet he takes it." Claiming that the information about him having a daughter was fed to Kendrick Lamar and that was all fake, and they was hoping he'd take the bait. So that's when Drake fans ran with this idea and used this as a defense as to why Drake's response was mediocre. Like one user who wrote, "Kendrick fans don't even care that bro lied. They just hate Drake." Meanwhile, Kendrick fans decided to defend him and dethrone Drake by mocking his response, stating, "You know what would be cool? If we feed him info that I'm a child predator and have a secret daughter. Then when he disses me, I won't have a clever response ready." This is garbage. It's over, boy. You don't have nothing to rap about. This dumb-ish. Of course, Drake fans gonna ride beside him no matter what, but for the most part, now that the beef is over, seemingly, people are claiming that Kendrick Lamar won the battle ultimately. And right now, Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us is trending across social media. They created dance challenges, people rocking to it in the club, and Cali is feeling that they got one with this one. So Mr. Instigator Rick Ross jumped online to share his thoughts on how it all went down.
We just heard that new BBL Drizzy, the diss, the bomb. Hold your head up, cut it off like Rick Ross and hold it up. Himalaya, Anastasia, Fantasia. Cupcake, man, you looking bad. Looking bad, man. You might as well go on Maury Povich and tell your story. I just want to make this clear. White boy, they said you said if you were young girls, you promised you would have been arrested. Whoever wrote that for you should have put more thought into that. White boy, it's your writers. Whatever message you translated to them, that wasn't the way they were supposed to do that. And as a writer, when it come to pedophilia, you gotta remove yourself from that. White boy, that wasn't the line right there. Hey, white boy, I hear you bowing out. It's obvious. You can't take it. You know ain't nobody playing a song about pedophilia, defending pedophilia in the club. We don't do that. But this ain't over. The Ricky Rose say it's over, right? Cause you tapping out, you know everybody see it. But, like I said, we finna party tonight, and it ain't over till the boss say it's over, you hear me? We keeping Drake away from the car show cause the kids are welcome. Nobody with that background, no, shall be allowed on the Promised Land premises.
Is the collective realization that black people are starting to have that we need to do a better job of gatekeeping our culture. Black people need to stop inviting people to the cookout, literally and figuratively, for doing the bare minimum. And over the course of this beef, with each diss track that Kendrick has dropped, each track has more and more layers to the point that if you aren't a black person immersed in black culture, you're totally lost right now. You're outside of your depth. And you can see this ripple effect going on. You can see all these suburban white kids scrambling. They don't understand why black people are resonating with so many of these diss tracks from Kendrick. And they're trying to urban dictionary their way through these diss tracks to understand what's going on. And they're starting to realize, like, no matter how many rap songs they listen to, no matter how many black friends they have and how much they change their style, there's still things about black people and black culture that they will never understand or can understand because they are not black. And you can see this ripple effect going on. And it's not just hitting Drake, but it's hitting people like DJ Vlad, who's going on Twitter talking about, oh, this track isn't properly mixed, so it takes away from it. It's a diss track. Ain't nobody looking for it to be properly mixed. And if it not being properly mixed took away from it, then black people wouldn't be out here crip walking to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and DJ Vlad in such shambles right now, he literally trying to get Princeton professor fired because she told him the truth. This is a black folks affair and you are out of your depth right now. You are better off observing and being seen and not heard. And that is the pretty much Kendrick's overall point. And I'm so glad he's starting to open black people's eyes to this shit. This is a perfect opportunity for us as black people to start gatekeeping our culture and reset the narrative of how we operate when it comes to the rest of the world receiving our culture.